Shortly, the academic procession will enter the graduation hall. When they've taken their positions on stage, Advance Australia Fair will be played, and we invite you to join in the singing of the National Anthem. Would you please stand for the academic procession? Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Orimi Miriga. Hello everyone, and Nalawa, welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the University for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this afternoon. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. And so he enrolled his daughter, Bulungari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here this afternoon. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in more traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here almost 250 years ago, he encountered a people whom he described as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. They owned nothing but the tools they carried, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. Now, these were not primitive societies, these were ancient cultures. So there was no armies, no slavery, no rich and poor, no rents or mortgages, and no homelessness. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands are maintained with fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So this is not a dream or an ideal. This is normal life for us and for the longest time. And there is little reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we are a clever people, and there is still much magic in the world, I believe. So graduands, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good, and we are naturally a happy people. Life was actually described as relaxed and leisurely, so aim for that too. But share your gifts with the rest of us, stay kind and fearless, and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this, and I'm confident that together we can put together a country and a world that we can be proud of, and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you, and welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Miss Louise Mason.
Thank you, and thank you, Chris, for your very warm welcome to country. It's always great to have you here. Colleagues, guests, families and friends of our graduands, and most importantly, all our graduands. It is my great pleasure to welcome you here today to this graduation ceremony. It is our hope that today is a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. I see that we also have some small children and even babies here. Please let them call out. Don't worry if they cry. Don't get up and leave the hall, and let them run, and make sure you let them run around. These are our students of tomorrow, and they're very welcome here. Today is a milestone day. Today we celebrate the wonderful achievements of those of you about to graduate. Completing a degree is never easy. It requires an intelligent and inquiring mind, determination and perseverance, and you've made many sacrifices along the way in pursuit of your goals. You've worked very hard to get to this point, and you should feel proud of what you've accomplished. We as a university are just as proud of your achievements, and I'm pleased to be able to congratulate each and every one of you today. I also want to especially welcome the families, supporters and friends of our graduands here with us as invited guests. The fact that you have been invited by one of our graduands to share in one of the greatest days of their lives is proof positive that you have been an important influence. So to our invited guests, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. Our graduands may not realise it, but you are about to participate in one of the oldest of Europe's social rituals. If you were to pick a date, say 1500 AD, and look to see what social institutions were around and are still around today, you would find only about 60, including the Roman Catholic Church, the parliaments of England, Iceland and the Isle of Man, and 6 Swiss cantons. All the rest are universities. In fact, graduation ceremonies are even older than that. For more than 800 years, graduates have been donning gowns just like the ones you're wearing and participating in ceremonies just like this one. And since those earliest graduations, the ceremony has remained almost unchanged, a defining feature in the life of every university and its students. We all realise that Macquarie is not one of those ancient universities. In fact, we are just over 50 years young. And though we are among the youngest universities in the world, we're very proud to take part in this time-honoured ceremony today. We all know that youth has its advantages. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We enjoy an enviable reputation for world-leading research excellence, research engagement and impact. We are continually progressing by extending our research, partnerships, course offerings and facilities. We have a proud tradition of innovation and discovery, and our pioneering approach is built upon a collaborative and connected learning community. This is a very exciting time for Macquarie University amidst much change, as the vision for this remarkable campus continues to unfold. No doubt you will have witnessed all the development happening around campus coming here today. We also have over 190,000 graduates living in more than 140 countries around the globe. It's very clear we're looking forward and we're on the move, and so are each of you. Some of the things we all value so much about Macquarie, however, will not change. When I was a student here and during my time on council, a defining feature of Macquarie was and remains the friendliness and inclusiveness of our staff and students. This is inherent to our culture, and I anticipate that it always will be. Remember, you will always be welcome at Macquarie. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. We learnt at school that Macquarie was a great builder, but his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. It was the ethos he established, much to the annoyance of the British authorities, of an egalitarian society. Because it was Macquarie's insistence that, in this fledgling convict colony, there be no distinction between the free and the freed. That was the foundation of Australia's notion of a fair go for all. And that's the legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. Notwithstanding Macquarie's greatness, it's fair to acknowledge that some of his actions would not pass muster today. Removing Aboriginal children from their families, even for the purpose of their education, would certainly not be tolerated today. I wonder how many things we accept today will one day look also back on with shame. One of the attributes I hope Macquarie University imparts to all its students is the capacity for moral and ethical reflection, and a yearning always to help right the wrongs, not just of the past, but also of our own time. Macquarie University will always be a leader in teaching and learning, and a leader in the accumulation of wisdom, knowledge and understanding. However, our collective journey is about building community, where we have shared values, where we share things in common, and where we care about each other, even when our points of view on some matters might diverge. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. Ladies and gentlemen, academic and professional colleagues, and most importantly, our graduands, I offer you the warmest of welcomes to Macquarie University on this great occasion. In just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of the community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Mr. Sam Crosby. Sam is the CEO of the McKell Institute, a not-for-profit public policy research institute. He brings to the role years of experience working in government, business and civil society. Previously, Sam served as a manager for Johnson & Johnson, a senior advisor and chief of staff to a number of New South Wales cabinet ministers, and advisor to former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. His experience spans infrastructure, transport, ports, mining, forestry, treasury and healthcare. Sam is an author of The Trust Deficit, published in 2016, on the decline of trust in politics. He holds a Bachelor of Economics and Social Sciences with first-class honours from the University of Sydney and an MBA from UNSW's Australian Graduate School of Management. While completing his undergraduate degree, he served as President of the University of Sydney Union and later as the National Young Labor President. I now invite Sam to deliver the occasional address. Please welcome Sam Crosby.
Thank you. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and pay my respects to their elders, both past and present. I'd also like to start by thanking the faculty for having me here today. It's a rare honour to address a group like this at such an important milestone event in your lives. I graduated some 13 years ago, and I'll tell you what I can remember from that. I remember how hot it was in the hall. We didn't have one of these really nice gowning helpers who told you quite helpfully to take your suit jacket off before you don these heavy black robes. So I imagine sweat pouring out of me. I remember that. I remember this light anxiety that I felt when I'd smuggled a third guest in to watch me graduate in strict violation of the university's two-guest policy. I don't know if they still have that, but it was a real fear back then. I'll tell you what I don't remember. I don't remember who the occasional speaker was. I certainly don't remember what they said. Now, having that realisation was at first quite humbling, and then it was a little bit liberating, because I realised that I can pretty much say whatever I want, and you guys aren't going to remember it, so that's okay. It's also good because I don't want to come here and deliver a bunch of self-help pop philosophy learnings and lessons for life. If you want that, you can buy a bunch of books. I'm sure there's a lot out there. What I did want to do was acknowledge that today, here, this is an inflection point in your lives, a turning point. You've had others, no doubt, and you'll have many, many more. But the decisions that you're going to make in the weeks and the months ahead of you will shape not only your career and your lives, it could help shape a nation. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So when I say your decisions could help shape a nation, I don't mean in this sort of airy-fairy, dream big kind of way. I mean in a very practical and literal sense. Your decisions in the next couple of weeks could help shape this nation. I'm here today to cajole, to plead, to beg, if needs be. I'm here today to ask you to think very carefully about what you've learnt and the career that lies ahead of you. To think about what your knowledge, your brains, your sweat, your toil and your tears will be in aid of over the next 25 or 30 years. And I'm here today to ask that in some way, some shape, some form, you think about pursuing a career in public service. As economists, accountants, business people, you possess one of the most useful and relevant skill sets in today's society. Combine that with a little bit of creativity and a little bit of experience, and you now possess the intellectual toolbox from which you can best advance society. You can help stop pandemics. You can end homelessness. You can combat mental illness. It confers on you, quite literally, the scope, the scale to move mountains. John Maynard Keynes said that the ideas of economists and political philosophers, both when they are right and when they are wrong, are more powerful than is commonly understood. Indeed, the world is ruled by little else, he said. Practical men who believe themselves to be quite exempt from any intellectual influences are usually slaves to some defunct economist. Now, I'd hasten to add that practical women are also slaves to some defunct economist just as much as men are, but the point remains the same. I want you to think for a moment about those words. He was talking about ideas, and he said, indeed, the world is ruled by little else. Your ideas, your work, your influence can effectively rule the world. It can also make you a lot of money. You can buy a bunch of stuff. And I get that. That's the obvious path that a lot of clever people walk. I certainly walked it myself. It's quite nice, really. After a short stint in the New South Wales government working as an advisor, I wound up being employed by Johnson & Johnson, which is a great company. They treat their employees well and they pay them even better. Now, I know for a fact that the likes of Macquarie Bank and JP Morgan and the rest will soon be clamouring for your attention. Perhaps some of them already are. And they will remunerate you amply. I don't begrudge them that, nor do I begrudge anyone who accepts their offer. The world is undoubtedly a better place for the likes of modern finance. My point is simply this. There is no shortage of brilliant bankers, but there is a shortage of brilliant public servants. Now, when I talk about public servants, I know that the job description in the modern time lacks a little bit of glamour, but I don't just mean bureaucrats and mandarins. I mean teachers. I mean lecturers, I mean analysts, I mean hospital administrators and trade unionists and politicians. I mean anyone who dedicates their career in any way to the advancement and the betterment of society. In 2013, when I was working at J&J, I was very happily ensconced in my bubble. I thought I'd walked away from politics and public life, public service altogether. And then the phone rang. I was offered a job working for the Prime Minister of Australia. It was only a short 3 or 4 month tour, so I thought I could have a nice sort of capstone to my political career. I'd been a union president, a trade union organiser, a Young Labor president. I'd been a staffer, a chief of staff. I thought this would be a nice underline to the end of my political career. And then I could get back to what I thought really mattered in the private sector, and I could earn a lot of money. I worked for Kevin on that campaign, and after the 3 or 4 month campaign, I went back to Johnson & Johnson, and I lasted about 30 minutes of my first meeting back. I politely excused myself and I walked out and I found my boss and I resigned. I realised that looking back now, I mean, my office is modest. I work for a think tank, right? My budgets are tight. I took a 60% pay cut to go working there, and I forewent the opportunity for a lot more. But here's the rub. I've never been happier. I've never been happier because my job gives me the chance to add depth to the public debate, to work with all political parties, to elevate smart policy initiatives, to prop them up with rigour. Now, I'm not technically a public servant. I don't take any government dollars, but I work every single day for the advancement of Australia. And I'm happy that while some of my Sky News sparring partners may disagree, I feel like my life has meaning. And that's the point. I'm 36 years old. The average Australian male's life expectancy is 82, so do the math. I've got 46 years left. I've got 46 summers, 46 winters, 46 springs, 46 autumns, and that's it. And let's face up to it, I'm going to spend more time at work than I will with my family, as will all of you. So what we do with our lives, what we do with our work is what we do with our lives. And that's why I didn't want to come here today to lecture you in an attempt to impart some pearls of wisdom. I wanted to use this as an opportunity to implore you. I know all of you have lots of years ahead of you. Well, I mean, most of you, you know. I'm sure you all took statistics, right? There's a couple of you that's going to get crushed by a grand piano in some freak accident. But, you know, putting that to one side, the rest of you will have limited time. What's that going to be in aid of? I'm asking that you dedicate that towards the betterment of humanity. Now, I know that's a little bit idealistic. And I know that that's going to require some sort of a decrease in your pay, but consider it not so much as a deadweight loss. Consider it more as a happiness dividend. A dividend that you can take in 100 different ways. You can take it with a happier relationship with your partner, with your kids, with yourself. Maybe you want more energy. Maybe you just want to be left alone by that nagging question that haunts most of us. What have you done to leave the world in a better place than the way you found it? Now, I'm sure a lot of you will listen politely now and then politely reject my advice, and that's fine. My political hero is Bob Hawke, who was nothing if not a pragmatist. He was fond of saying that when you're placing a bet, you should always back the horse named self-interest, because it's the only one that's really trying. He was right, of course. The only caveat I would ask, is that we broaden our definition of what self-interest is. Because self-interest is not confined to your paycheck, or your house, or your car. Your self-interest depends on having purpose, on having motivation, on having weight in the world. You are the fortunate few. You have the proven aptitude to change society. And very soon you're going to have the degree to prove it. So I'll ask you, one more time, to make it count. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. It was a very rousing occasional address. We very much appreciate it, and thank you for being part of today's graduation ceremony. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. I now call on our Acting Registrar, Dr Brad Winden, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Macquarie Business School. I now call on Associate Professor Katrina Lavamakoka, Associate Dean, Programs and Pathways, Postgraduate of the Macquarie Business School, to present the graduates. Associate Professor Lavamakoka.
Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Macquarie Business School. Macquarie Business School is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and one of the largest in Australia. Our purpose is to provide inspiring and engaging business education and research that is useful to students throughout their careers and for solving society's biggest problems. Profound changes are taking place in the world today. The scale and combination of significant demographic, economic, political, technological, environmental and social changes underway present immense opportunities and challenges for business and wider human society. These changes in turn are shaping the nature of work and the patterns of education and skill acquisition that people need today. Our role is to create knowledge through applied research in the areas of marketing, management, finance, economics, actuarial studies and accounting. Working with our academic and corporate partners, students and alumni, we create and share research that addresses business and societal challenges. Our programs are innovative and include engagement with industry, as well as the development of employability skills. The skills developed are in high demand globally. Our programs are recognised and accredited by key industry bodies, and we enjoy a strong reputation amongst the business and professional communities. These graduates have the skills, knowledge and purpose to make a positive contribution to their families, to their communities and to the world. Deputy Chancellor, I'm proud to present you the graduates from Macquarie Business School, whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Economics. Francis Cabrija. Nicole Chateras. Lee G. Vanessa Lei Chong. Antonius Galdus, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Andre Gay Vondian. Tyler Irvine. Carlos Harufay. Madalena Curata. William McCargill. Jack Morales. Tong Nguyen. John Farm. Adrian Preto. Shri Ra Cha. Sanjot Singh. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Commerce. Lixen Agdogmas. Mohammed Shafei. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with Bachelor of Science, Stephanie Martin. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Matthew Blackwood. Yat K. Chan. Yat Long Chu. Hugh Dermott. Tam Do. Rowan Farrell. Jawo Gu. Benjamin Hoff. Matthew Kay. Farouk Khan. Jaden King. Ivan Kochitic. Lucas Kulen. Karishma Kumar. Nina Le. Sharon Lee. Peng Fei Lee. I'll do my best. Ginger Leung. Wei Chi Lu. Angus Macquarie. Monica Mega Mamasa. Pengbo Mao. Giovanni Kumara Maggione. Mei Quat Chin. May Matt Cure. Timothy McCabe. James McCarthy. Yeah, Jack got it, Jack. Mrilalini Mohindra. Asha Moore.
Congratulations. Well done.
Mark Munasinghe. Chern Ping Earn. Siki Earn. Wee Hoang Nguyen. Maria Louise Mitzi Nicolasora. Tai Ong. Ziwa Oi. Ray Ying Pan. Terming Pan. Nicholas Parelli. Anyeri Patel. AJ Patil. Bo Cheng Peng. Cheng Peng. Barnam Khan Farm. Brendan Farm. Nok Cam Lin Farm. Maxwell Purcell. Anand Rajkumar. Julianne Ratsami. Joshua Roach. Frank Rung. Nico Roquiza. Aaron Cesanas. Pratek Sankpali. Taran Sathya Arayanan Sharma. Esther Shi. Ying Sin Shu. William Stanwell. Shamin Sultana. Li Shan Sung. Liam Sabo. Kisin Tan. Tom Tang. Johnny Tangia. Cameron Tark. Ho San Tin. Okay, Raymond. Raymond Tran. Madison Turner. Rongrua 1. Mingyang Wang. Samuel Wade. Xin Shu. Shu Xin Yin. Xin Yi Zhou. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Economics. Chul Ho An. Umat Akal. Alexander Chong. Minhajul Chaudhary. Mark Collette. Luke Krellin. Gregory Doherty. Hong Jun Feng. Alex Henderson. James Ingram. Chen Long Liu.
Congratulations.
Tristan May.
Congratulations.
Amy Parnell. Okay. Alexandros Micheli Ribeiro e Silva Poitzis. Paris Smith Davies. Oscar Waite.
Congratulations.
Jionki Wang. Jing Xie. Dong Chun Chung. Duo Duo Jo. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting. Meng Wan Chun. Muradal Haq Raj. Fu Rao. Prasanna Rout. Reina Ribeiro. Jing Run. Yu Ren. Anupam Sakar. Marine Binte Shah Jahan. Run Shan Seung, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Mayank Sud. Yao Su. Ji An Yi Sway. Ming Yang Soon. Yawan Soon. Tahira Ahmad. Jun Jun Tan. Tawhida Tusnim. Xiao Tung. Titan Trukvan. Tanuj Wadhawa. Bosin Wang. Chern Wang. Lena Wang. Sergia Wang. Wei Hong Wang. Yue Wong. Yu Ji Wang. Jerchi Wang. Qinglin Wu. Han Shu. Shahan Shue. Bing Chun Yong. Lei Yong. Wan Yu Ying. Ayano Yokoshima. Fei Fan Yu. Showei Yu. Sinlu Yuan. Wei Jun Zheng. Joshu Zheng. Bojang. Jinghan Zhang. Jingpei Zhang. Lu Zhang. Shehan Zhang. Xiao Tian Zhang. Xue Ying Zhang. Yue Zhang. Yunyan Zhang. Qian Zhou. Yifei Zhou. Zherling Zhou. Jingzhou. Yu He Zhou. Dan Zhou. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Economics, Devni Kalnika Perare. Deputy Chancellor, a higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. Our Master of Research is a 2-year full-time equivalent research training degree consisting of research-based coursework and postgraduate research training. Graduates have focused on a specific research topic to produce a thesis of up to 20,000 words in preparation to a doctoral degree. I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research, Fung Ho, for a thesis entitled Skills and Rural-Urban Wage Differences in Australia. That's not you. That wasn't it. Is the other person coming? Oh, okay. Sorry. That person is not here, but we have another person. My apologies. It's a last-minute edit, okay? So, Raylin Jiang for a thesis entitled Estimating Housing Supply Elasticities Across Sydney LGAs. Congratulations. And we have a graduate from the Faculty of Arts, admitted to the degree of Master of Policy in Applied Social Research, Mireille Yalabure Dalay. Deputy Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Macquarie Business School and the Faculty of Arts.
Deputy Chancellor, I call on Ms Runshan Sung, who has graduated today with a Master of Accounting, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Ms Sung.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates and guests, I'm truly honored that on behalf of all graduates, I've been given the opportunity to address all of you here today. Whilst I'm up here, the first and foremost I would like to say a thank you, and thank you. The first one is to all fellow graduates for being here and experiencing a memorable moment of your life. During the 2-year study, we've been supporting each other and making progress hand in hand. I want to express my congratulations on all your well-deserved success. The second one is to all staff here at Macquarie University for their dedication to impart knowledge and enlighten young minds. William Arthur Worth said, "The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires." In addition to being top scholars in their fields, they proved themselves with their excellence in not only teaching, but also preparing us for the road ahead in life. Their impact on us goes beyond classroom. Their pursuit of excellence and service ideal will always encourage us, no matter where we are and what we are. The last gratitude is to my family and friends for their unconditional love, sacrifice, and tailored support. I may not have a chance standing here celebrating this very moment with all of you without their help. They are two of the greatest facilitators of happiness during my painstaking study, and I believe you think the same as I do. I sincerely express my heartfelt appreciation to all of them. I'm sure that every one of our family and friends will express their congratulations to all of us. And we should be very proud of ourselves. Despite some of us might think it is too hard to graduate from the first day, but this is the moment we proved ourselves that a goal like this is achievable. Today is a milestone for all of us, as the end of a 2-year study and the beginning of a new life phase. Life is full of uncertainty. No one knows where we would end up with, so why not live with dreams? We are at the best age to dream. It might just come true someday. I would like to share my experience with you. When I was attending my bachelor degree graduation ceremony, there was a quick thought flashed through my mind. What if someday I become the graduate speaker standing up there? I knew it was impossible for me because back then my grades was ranking ahead, counting backwards. And during the 2-year study, I was driven by an irresistible power inside myself. I didn't realize how hard I worked. And now, today, my dreams somehow come true, unexpectedly but reasonably. It doesn't matter if we dream big, as long as we step small and firmly at a time. So many of our dreams at first seem impossible, and then they seem improbable. When we summon our will, they soon become inevitable. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. I wish every one of you the best of all your future endeavors, whether it is in workforce, research, or future study. Enjoy celebrating today with people you love and people who help you make today a reality. Thank you.
Congratulations, Runshan, and also to your family who are very proud here in the front row. Thank you for those very heartfelt reflections on your time here at Macquarie. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, that wonderful performance was by Ms Angela Brewer, who performs at all our graduation ceremonies. Angela is also the CEO and Artistic Director of Coast Opera Australia. Please also join me in thanking our musicians. On the organ, Dr James Forsyth. And on the transverse flute, Dr Chai Chang Ning. I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives from our alumni community who come along and give up their time for every graduation to make sure that we run like clockwork. Thank you for coming along and helping us again today. Graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship with Macquarie University, but is certainly not the end of your association with us. From today onwards, you are now part of the bigger Macquarie family. Our alumni network, which is over 190,000 graduates strong, spanning more than 140 countries around the globe, welcomes you to the fold. This is the beginning of the rest of your lives. We'll look forward to seeing you back on campus to attend alumni events, to undertake further study, or simply to visit our beautiful campus and reminisce about the good times you spent here as a Macquarie University student. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I urge you to commit to lifelong learning and inquiry. I urge you to set ambitious goals for yourselves, and I urge you to continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. And remember, you don't have to be Einstein to change the world. At Macquarie, we pride ourselves on developing each and every one of our students into engaged community citizens and leaders. So I urge you to always give thought to what you can do for others along the way. You don't have to do much sometimes to make a real difference to someone's life. Sometimes a kind gesture or a kind word can mean an enormous amount. I challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative, and to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned here, not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of our community. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. It is also my hope that you always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a few things. Firstly, I'd like all our new graduates to please stand up. Please place your testamers on your seats. And now turn around to face your family and friends. And please give them a very big round of applause for all they've done for you. You can turn back around now, but don't sit down just yet. Here on the dais are representatives of our academic staff who have supported you throughout your journey. Please join me in thanking them. Graduates, please remain standing. Do pick up your testamers. I don't want you to leave them behind after all this hard work. The official party will soon leave and we'll move to the courtyard, followed by the graduates. As we do, Dr Forsyth will play the traditional recessional music of graduation, which has been played at ceremonies over the centuries. Again, to our newest graduates of Macquarie University, my warmest congratulations and every best wish for futures filled with success, satisfaction, and most importantly, happiness. Now, might I ask everyone to please stand? Shortly, I will lead the official party out, followed by the graduates. We'll then invite our graduates to the marquee and all their family and friends for refreshments. Thank you very much for participating in today's celebration.